Hi, in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through your phase one site visit process with staff management setup. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do when you've come to the website after you have filled out your profile and changed your password, you should come back to the grantee dashboard. You can access the dashboard by opening up the expand widget here, seeing grantee dashboard, or you can access it from your avatar under grantee dashboard. But usually after you've done your profile, you'll always be brought back to this page. So once you get on this page, you will scroll down to phase one, which is the site visit phase, setting up for the site visit and completion of the site visit. If you look here, you'll see the steps that you will go through in this process, starting with your staff management setup, logistics being submitted, documents being submitted, and the site visit being completed. The first three steps, staff management setup, logistics submission, and your document submissions, are tasks that will be done by yourself or your team, someone on your grantee team. The last one, site visit completed, is when the TARC admin reviewer submits their site visit report. At that point, that is the end of phase one. So in order to kick things off, nothing can happen until you go in and you give us your staff management information and your logistics. You have to confirm the logistics. So the way that works is we're going to start off with staff management. When you look at your staff management, you come down here as number one, so that lets you know this is the first thing you should start off with. Here you have your phase one site visit. We've listed your primary school, so you know that this is the school that will receive the site visit. Then we have important deadlines when your plan is due, requesting extension here. If you need an extension, you can do so here. All right, and then to get started, you would come down to your staff management. You're gonna hit manage staff, and that's gonna take you to a screen where you can go in and edit the pre-existing information that we have for staff who are aligned with your site. Now, why are we doing this? Because we know that your site staff sometimes will shift from the initial grant application or information that we have. We've given you the ability to go in and edit all of these team members and make sure they are right. So we have your educational liaison, your fiscal representative, and your local evaluator. You can go in and edit their names, make sure it's right. Down here you have your organizational administrators. That's generally the program director or the primary contact, and perhaps other administrative members that you like to add. Any type of administrative member that you like to add, once you go in to where it says add new staff member, you'll be able to designate that person as an admin, and then they will have ability to see documentation and things like that as well. Down here, you'll have a list of the schools that are within the grant. Now, within this particular grant, we can see that we have two schools. We already have two administrators who are signed in. We have two site coordinators, we know, and we have no staff members, which are generally folks who work directly with students. So when we want to add a new staff member for, let's say, Battery Creek High School, which is our primary school, we need to add a staff member who will be responsible for uploading the documentation at Battery Creek High School. If no staff member is assigned, then you should assign yourself as the program director or primary contact. But better to assign a staff member there, either a site coordinator or another staff member at the site who will be responsible for doing that. And the way to do that would be to come to the top where it says add new staff member. Just click on that box. You go ahead and enter in the name of the person, their email address, phone number, job title. You can put site lead or whatever it is, maybe vice principal in some schools. And the role, when you get to the role, it's either going to be an administrator, a site coordinator, or a staff member. Now, if you put an administrator, again, that means they will have access to all of the sites. They'll be able to see all of the documentation that needs to be submitted. If it's a site coordinator or staff member and they're assigned to just one specific school and it's not a primary school, they'll only see some documentation because, as you remember, not all sites are required to submit all documentation. Only the primary site, and then the others only submit a small portion. So the system is designed so that an administrator, again, is someone who administers multiple school sites, who serves as a manager. And the site coordinator is someone who manages one school site, and a staff member is someone who works within that site. All right, so you will select the role for the person, and then you will assign the school. If they're all the schools that are listed in the grant will come into this drop down, so you can pick which one. And then finally, you have a temporary password. If you don't like it, you can hit general, it'll give you another one. Once you do that, that password will be sent to that member and they'll get an email, which will then allow them to log in. So once you're done, you just hit add staff member, and that's it. That will create excuse me, that will create a new staff member and populate them. If they are at the school, it will populate them here. Okay. And if they're an administrator, then they'll be logged in as an administrator here. All right. And that's it. That is what you need to do. Just remember, you need to add a staff member for each school in order to move on to the next phase, because someone from that school needs to be assigned to upload the documentation. It doesn't have to be a staff. It could be an administrator. It could be an evaluator. It could be anyone, but you have to assign someone who will be responsible for uploading that documentation. All right. And you can assign multiple folks at that site as well. So that's it. Let us know if you have any questions.